Recently, there have been a lot of false accusations against black men traveling the world. Now, usually there would be these talking points would be voiced by more likely people outside of our culture, different races of people that have some type of racial envy or racial bigotry, and AAWs for the most part, black women in America. But to my shock, and a lot of other brothers' shock, these accusations are being hurled at us by other black men. Some of the accusations are black men that travel the world are taking advantage of impoverished women. Another accusation is that black men can't get women here, so they are traveling incels, can't get laid. And the worst thing that I've heard is that black men are traveling overseas to be pedophiles, which in all honesty can be the furthest from the truth. Now, a lot of fuckery does go on overseas in these countries where prostitution is legal. But a lot of it taking place is not because of specifically black men. For decades, everybody has been traveling the world, enjoying themselves, and come back to the matrix and getting their hustle on, getting their bread right, and traveling. Hustle, travel, repeat. But in the last few years, you are starting to see more black men traveling the world. Not only traveling the world, they're traveling the world as single men. Just like white men, like black women, and people of other cultures. Now, when I'm in my travels, I see white men with young girls doing their thing. Not children, but just, women, let's say 18 to 25. Right? I see sisters going to Jamaica. We all know what they go to Jamaica for. The Jamaican guys. I see white women in my travels with the little young Dominican guys. Some of them go to Jamaica, they go to Gambia, they go to other parts of Africa. So why is it when the black man decides to enjoy himself, you get utter hatred from other black men? Well, it's simple. A lot of black men view the world through the eyes of their mothers, who a lot of them were raised by, or they beta male fathers. And what they're doing is they're reiterating female talking points subconsciously without even really knowing it. Because generally speaking, other white guys are not worried about what other white guys, other Asian guys are not worried about what other Asian guys, other Indian men are not worried about what other men are doing with their time and their resources. Now, I just want to really point out something real quick. And it's not going to be a long video. I want to point out that one of the main things that guys are saying, well, the most horrible thing they're saying, which is true, is the pedophilia, but we're going to get to that. I want to say that most brothers that travel are not incels. You see, you have brothers coming into their late 30s, early 40s, some even 50s, 60s, and on up, that have been through the ringer with relationships with American women, black, white, green, and yellow. And they've lost a lot of time and lost a lot of vital resources, which is very important to a black man, a man that usually has to get his resources from other races of men. So you have men out here that are just tired. They're frustrated, as Al Greaves will put it in his documentaries, of dealing with American women. And it's not that they can't date It's not that they can't form relationships. It's not even that they can't, run game on a female or whatnot. It's just that the juice is no longer worth the squeeze. Listen, fellas, we're not in the 90s any longer. It's a brand new day. People, not just women, but people in general are selfish as hell right about now. And they're only out for self, which is okay. I don't blame somebody for being selfish. That's really about how you were raised. I think you can get a whole lot farther as a teen, but that's another story for another day. You see, brothers, man, who have these experiences with women and have had these allowances with women simply don't want to be bothered. And they see that the women overseas are more feminine, they're more submissive, and they're just a better breed of women to build with. That's at the end of the day. Nobody's saying the women are so much better than the women here. But these women in some of these foreign countries like Philippines, Thailand, Brazil, Colombia, even the DR, their society constructs them in a way where they know they have to get their resources from a man. They know they have to channel their energy through a man in order to create some type of order. And the man is still, generally speaking, the head of the household, even if he's not there every day. Whereas you have the women here have been taught and conditioned that they are the men of the household. And what you get is you get a constant confrontation between women and men. And it surpasses races at this point. It used to be only black men would have to deal with that bullshit, but now white men are dealing with it too. Because what America did wrong was they allowed, while they was trying to undermine the black man, they didn't realize that women look up to any other race of women with power. So the white woman fell victim to looking at the butter biscuits of what the black woman was getting from the dominant society, and she wanted it. You see, a lot of this came from the fact that they allowed black men to vote. That's where feminism originated from. They allowed black men to vote. And the white woman got upset. She got jealous. How can you let this have a right to vote and not us? And then the white man start trying to undermine black families by giving certain benefits to his woman. Well, to our women per se. So it goes deep. And a lot of men seeing this growing up with their families, seeing what their fathers went through, their uncles went through, they don't want to be bothered and fall into that similar trap. Now let's move on. You have brothers explaining to people that they're men taking advantage of impoverished women, which couldn't be the furthest from the truth in 2019. Listen, when you say an impoverished man, you're talking about women that are starving, or homeless. Nobody's doing all that. That's BS. Most of these young girls are not being forced to do this. When I say young girls, once again, I'm not saying anything under 18. But that seems to be most of the time the standard in most of these countries. I'm just saying girls under, let's say, 25, between 18 and 25, 18 and 30, let's say. A lot of these women are having fun doing this, to be honest with you. That's why they do it. Okay, they're young, they're beautiful, they want to have experiences, they want to be, hang with people with power and wealth. And this has been going on since the beginning of time. Older men generally have the money and the power, so you get the younger women with the older guys. Nobody's taking advantage of anybody, especially in these countries where I would say they're not even third world. Brazil and Colombia is, I see, second world more than third world. Now to the last part, which is the most messed up part in my opinion, the most defecating part, the pedophilia that these brothers are pushing and the dangers of what they're saying, not understanding that people are listening. And when you put false accusations on your own brothers, I've never heard a Chinese man telling another group of people, or, you know what I'm saying, lying on another Chinaman about some shit that he had nothing to do with, that most brothers have nothing to do with. I'm not saying that I know every brother what he does when he travels, but I'm letting you know the majority of brothers don't have nothing to do with that, if not all. And that's very dangerous, man, because what you're going to have is you're going to have the dominant society or a group of men who like to undermine another group of men, i.e. black men. They're going to see this and they're going to say, hey, let's do what we've been doing for dozens of years, hundreds of years, really. Let's put somebody in front of us so we can continue with our fuckery and let them be the image of pedophilia. Just like they did with homosexuality, which is known to come from a Greco-Roman culture. Just like they did with AIDS, which started off in New York in gay white nightclubs. Just like they're doing with the Me Too movement. And now we have pedophilia. And you're giving these men ideas by hurling these false accusations at good brothers who just travel in the world to really enjoy themselves, to find their happiness because of the shit they have to go through within the black community. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna hear this. They're gonna say, you know what? Let's make black men the face of this. Even though that's not what we do. I have yet to meet a brother that going around in these countries. I've been to quite a few. And I've known hundreds of brothers. And not one of them have mentioned something. You know who does that? Other races of men do that. They do that, not brothers. I'm going to say this right now. Brothers do not go overseas to mess with no motherfucking children. And I'm about to call some of you stupid ass niggas out. Xanthos Clutch, listen. You're a cool brother at first. But you're wrong, brother. You dead wrong, and you a bitch for doing that shit. And if I saw you, I'd tell you that shit to your fucking face. Super Sly, sometimes you alright, brother, but you're wrong on this one. And you doing some bitch-made shit by hurling those false accusations at other brothers just because you don't have the funds to travel. You brothers are out of line. They need to look at themselves in the mirror before they start just hurling all these dangerous accusations at successful brothers because they feel a certain way. So, brothers, that's just my take on it. Just want to expand on that topic real quick. We're done with it, man. We're moving on. Passport Gate is pretty much over, in my opinion, because it's not that serious. But I had to put that little last video out there, man, because I don't want other races of men hearing this bullshit and getting ideas. Fellas, do me a favor. If you're not part of the Facebook group, man, we got a really popping Facebook group. So, brothers, join the Facebook group, Blackmen Travels. Blackmentravels.com will be up soon. October 1st, it will be launched. And the app will be coming soon as well. And we have a lot of great things coming along with the app. A community marketplace where brothers can sell their items to other brothers and support other brothers. We also have dating on there as well, so you'll be able to chop it up with women in all these foreign countries. And you will have a community where you don't have to worry about, filtering or people, hacking all of your stuff, making fake profiles and all that good stuff to see what you got going on. Because a lot of times, man, brothers really want to express themselves. I know you guys want to put up videos of your exploits, but you can't, right? In the Blackmen's Travels app, you will be able to. So that's it for the day, fellas. You guys keep them passports stamping. I gotta come up with a better saying to that, but keep them passports going, man. Keep traveling the world. Peace, and we out.